This video is a follow-up to my previous video about my 3D printed fountain pen grip. In this video, I'll be focusing on the computer side of the design. And here in this program, I'm in Blender, which is primarily a 3D modeling program, which I use to actually model the grip. So in this program, we can actually get a pretty good look of what the grip looks like up close. So you can see the actual texture of the grip here, which is a bit harder to see in the previous video, but it's a pretty nice texture that gives the grip a good grip to it. If we go in here, look closer, you can see it's just a bunch of squares turned into triangles, which is actually pretty easy to do. It's a pretty simple texture to make in this program, but it's pretty effective. And up here, these are the threads. Pretty simple. It's basically just this shape, corkscrewing all the way around. And then here are the interior threads, kind of the same deal, but a lot smaller. And inside here, this is where a lot of the trial and error came into play when actually printing and creating the design, because there's a lot of different size holes going on in here, and there's a lot of different steps, and it was pretty difficult to get the actual perfect measurement of it, so it was kind of guessing every single time, but it got there. So yeah. And over here I have a lot of the different things that I used. These are like kind of the measurements I used. So this one here highlighted is the size of the inside of the cap. So that's what I used to make sure everything would fit. This is the size of the nib. This is the feed, kind of the shape of the feed. So that's what I modeled around, made sure that would fit. And then here I have all of my different iterations of my design. I already showed all those in the previous video, so I don't think I'm going to get into that, because there's quite a few. But here I have a bunch of different designs that I tried out. So I never actually printed this one, but I was thinking of making a sort of spiraled rib design. It didn't look very good, so I didn't print it. This was the original shape that I decided to not go with. I think it would look good on a different pen, but not this one. So over in this other program, Ultimaker Cura is the slicer program. This is the program that takes the 3D model that I created and slices it up into different layers to feed to the 3D printer. So, as you can see here, a bunch of different layers. That's kind of how the 3D printer works. And this red here is the outer layer. The green is the inner layers. And the blue are removable support pieces, just to make the printing go easier. So that just kind of helps keep the overhang in place, because as you can see here, it would have just been printing onto thin air otherwise. So you can see the kind of jagged line here. This is the grip texture. And if we go up to the layer with the threads, we can sort of see how thin it is. There's just 2 layers here of material, which is really not a lot. I would have liked to have more, but to get everything to fit, I had to go with that. On my previous model that broke, there was only 1 layer, which is nowhere near enough. So it's not a surprise that that failed. And as you can see here, this is where the threads actually start. And it kind of spirals around all the way up. Yeah, so that's kind of all there really is to it. It's a pretty simple project, but I have a lot of fun with it. So thank you for watching.